Do you think chivalry is...
Yeah, but maybe I just haven't been around the right guys.
To quote the great Dave Chappelle, he says, chivalry is and women it. Certainly, I think social media, dating apps have played a big factor. But I think that when it comes to like who should pay on the first date, guys doing these sort of traditional things, like a lot of women seem to just blithely assume that traditional gender roles assigned to men are something that they are entitled to the benefits of by magical default, instead of it being something that women have to help culture and nurture for it to be there for men. If you want traditional treatment, you ought to be a traditional woman. If you're not a traditional woman, you cannot expect traditional treatment from men.
I have to argue with that. Like, I think I'm a traditional woman.
Are you? I mean, you said you've had
am.
like, what, 30 plus partners?
I don't think that has anything.
You say you're what, like 33 or something?
34?
I know. Don't listen to them.
Yeah.
You're doing great, girl.
I mean,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I go to church every weekend. I'm like very spiritual. I know what I want. Sometimes you haven't met the right person yet, and there's nothing wrong with you.
Look, can we stop pretending every man is a narcissist, manipulative, or toxic for just 1 minute? Can we stop pretending? Somewhere along the way, it became popular to talk about all the bad men, the cheaters, the liars, the manipulators, and those men absolutely exist. Don't get me wrong. But so do the men who stay, the men who work overtime so their family can eat, the men who sit in hospital waiting rooms all night, the men who raises children that aren't biologically theirs, the men who keep promises nobody sees, the men who get their hearts broken and still choose to love again. The truth is, bad men does exist. But good men do too. And the problem is, good men rarely make headlines because they're too busy being fathers, being husbands, being protectors, being providers. So if you got a good man in your life, sis, tell him. Because sometimes the men carrying the most weight hear the fewest thank yous.
I know of 2 men who got into a big disagreement on the phone. And these men are like brothers. Big disagreements on the phone, certain boundaries were crossed. The intentions were pure. No one meant to cross boundaries, but boundaries were crossed. I promise you, within an hour, called up each other. They're like, bro, forget it, I love you. And what did I tell you? This could never happen with women. I promise you, women don't know how to let go of this. I wish it was possible for women to reconcile with such ease and just to facilitate life for each other. No, hath no fury like a woman scorned. But you know what? They need to put an amendment to that. It's not hath no fury like a woman scorned just in romantic relationships, even by another woman. She will go to her grave wanting to see you fail.
This is going to trigger a lot of women. And if it triggers you, that means it was meant for you. I don't avoid the truth just because someone's ego is not ready to take it. A lot of women proudly say I have standards, but what they really mean is I want a man who gives me everything while I give the bare minimum. You want a man who's emotionally mature, financially stable, loyal, masculine, emotionally intelligent, while you can't handle accountability. You don't know how to communicate. You expect him to read your mind. You don't want a partnership. You want a provider, a therapist, a mind reader, all in one man. You demand emotional maturity, but you get defensive the moment you're called out. You want consistency, but chase men who give you anxiety because chaos feels exciting. You say you want a masculine leader, but reject anything that requires you to show up feminine. You call it high standards, but it's really just entitlement. Standards aren't about what you demand from others. Standards are about what you demand from yourself. If you want emotional maturity, heal your triggers. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, stop showing up shallow. If you want leadership, be someone worth leading. And that's why you keep getting hurt. Not because good men don't exist, but because you're not the woman your ideal man would choose. Build your standards on your character, not fantasies. Because when you call entitlement empowerment or feminism, it's not confidence, it's delusion.
So I'm leaving Target and I just had this thought, like, wow, it's just so many beautiful, educated Black women in Atlanta. Like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, the pickings are too wide. It's not enough men out here. Like, no wonder why I'm single, because there's literally so many women. They could have these men or women, whatever you like. I like men. So these men could literally have a different bed, a different nice woman every day, like a good girl. Like, which states are the men in? Where y'all at? Where? Black men, brown men, white men, blue men.
And that's why most women are alone. Most women are bouncing guy to guy because men can see through their selfishness. You know, your actions are who you are. You can say you are caring, you can say you're this soft-spoken woman, but your actions are you. So if all of your actions are tied to yourself and building your own empire, building some sort of ego-driven purpose, men see through that because, quite honestly, men do the things that they have to do. Not every single man has the luxury to drop everything and go follow their dreams. But women, they'll do that in a heartbeat. Women will do that in a freaking heartbeat.
She says you should feel safer with men around. IDK why women choose the bear. Goes for a bench press. Not gonna get it. Oh no, missed the lower set of hooks. Watch how long it takes for someone to help me get out of this failed bench press. Alright sister, let's see it. She's doing pretty well. It's not touching her neck. She's strong enough to avoid that. Looks like the plates are not falling off. I guess she has the clips on the bar. If you want to fail a bench press, by the way, by yourself, don't put the clips on the bar. And she got out of it though. Nice. So, not a massive deal. Was not in any major danger, it seemed like, which it could go bad. Guy walks by like nothing happened. It looks like by the time this guy walks by, you were out from underneath the bar and you had just set it back in the hooks. What did you want him to do? Come over and pat you on the shoulder and say, are you okay? Then you'd say he's being an abrasive man who thinks women can't take care of themselves? Now let's read her caption. I don't post fails often, but this one was wild. One of the many reasons why I hate bench pressing. If you don't have a friend with you, to get ugly real fast. Watching that guy walk past was crazy though. According to this woman's profile, she is the lesbian community's favorite weightlifter and insecure straight men's worst nightmare. I like how you capitalized insecure straight men. Then this guy comments, no, this video is actually perfect. Going for a 1-rep max with no spotter, fails the lift and gets stuck, and guess whose fault it is? That's right, men. Who aren't even in the video. Woman puts herself in a dangerous position and blames imaginary men who aren't even there for it. And then someone says, meanwhile, she's dressing like a tough alpha biker man. Yeah, that's a common lesbian aesthetic.
Couples therapy was not made for men. Most therapy models are built around verbal emotional expression, like talking through your feelings, naming your emotion, being able to sit with this discomfort. And a lot of men were not taught emotional safety. So for a lot of men who learn staying calm and staying small with conflict is how you survived, walking into a room where you have to perform and be vulnerable in front of your partner, let alone a stranger. Yeah, I can understand why they are kicking and screaming to go to therapy. That's not a very healing experience. It's exposing him to something, yet again, without any kind of safety. It just feels like you're dragging him in there with a professional who is going to try to give him that safety, but traditional couples therapy, it is not designed for men. A lot of men always think that the therapist is going to side with the woman because when he shuts down from not knowing the emotional safety, well, he becomes the problem again. Everything is focused on him. Why can't you learn how to speak to your partner and communicate clearly to them? I know this is going to ruffle a lot of people's feathers. I'm a couples therapist. I love what I do. There are lots of couples therapists that are good out there, but I'm just letting you know, traditional therapy, it is not made for men. Comment safety if you believe at least something that I'm saying in here is truth.
Women don't fear losing a good man. Mm-hmm. They fear being asked to grow up. So they choose someone who lets them stay the same. They call it love, but it's just comfort without accountability. Mm-hmm. That's why weak women, he'll expect you to show up to build to love. Yeah. When you can't do that, you'll call him toxic. Yeah. Yeah. Or too demanding. Right. Just because he asked you to be a better woman. Men don't shrink to fit her comfort zone. And sometimes you're not controlling, she's just not ready. The right woman will rise to meet your energy. Weak women fear strong men. Strong women respect them. So protect your standard, protect your peace, and never dim your light. The woman who deserves you won't need you to glow any less.
I mean, there was a woman on the Whatever podcast talking about, you know, I just know what I want. You've been with, what, 30 plus people? It does not seem like you know what you want. And you being with that many men, I would hope that you would know what you want at that point in time. Because, man, these modern women, they say a whole bunch of stupid stuff. And once again, she was talking about, oh, well, I go to church every Sunday. You've been with 30 something men, so it doesn't really matter. I was actually talking about this, like, you know what, maybe probably last night or something like that. I was actually talking about it. You can be in church, you can read the Bible, you can do a whole lot of stuff, but do you not really living a life like that? Modern women, like I said, even outside of religion, modern women do things in order to get accolades. I'm doing this not because I necessarily believe in it, but I'm doing it because it makes me look good. So when you say, man, you didn't have 30 plus people just messing around in there. Yeah, but I go to church every Sunday and I'm a good person. I know what I want. You hadn't really said a whole bunch of anything, to be honest with you. And that's what men are getting at. Like, you still like you're doing the same thing over and over again. Just finding Chad and Tyrone, living your life. And then when it's time to settle down, I mean, my God, I think Adam 12 or whatever his name is, maybe it's not Adam 12. I don't know what his name is. Adam something, Adam Slipsly or whatever. They just got divorced. He and his wife just got divorced. Who couldn't have seen that coming? Exactly. Everybody saw that coming. Oh, keep on going. You're doing all right. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He's an idiot. And you see where his method gets him. His woman getting pounded out by a dude and never fully not going to recover from that. Number one. Number two, that woman want to go do her thing. Been wanting to do that. She only been letting you do your thing. And she been doing her thing in private, but letting you do your thing. And now it's time for me to get out there in the world and go do my own thing. So y'all keep this up. You're gonna be right where you started, lonely.
Whenever women come online and complain about the level of attractiveness of the men that they themselves are attracting, I automatically assume it's rage bait. Because there's no way you lack that much self-awareness to think that you are so grand and above and beyond these petty little men that try and speak to you on a daily basis. Most men shoot where they think they're gonna score. Let's start there. So if a man is a 5, he's probably going to shoot for other 5s, 6s, 4s, maybe a 7 if he's feeling lucky. Most 5s are not gonna shoot for 10s unless they feel like shooting for the moon one day. But on a day-to-day, most men are shooting where they think they're going to score. And yes, he looked at you and said, yeah, that girl's probably on my level. She might say yes to me. And if that offends you, feel free to look in the mirror and change some things. And we have to remember that we are not the ones that set our place in the dating market. We have this idea that we are all 10s out of 10s because I said I'm a 10, so I'm a 10. And that's not up to you. It's actually up to the men. And feel free to ask one to see where you rank, because those ones that are coming online and just asking random men, they are getting comments filled with things that are going to make them very insecure in the future. And I don't wish that on my worst enemy. So ask a trusted male friend, would you?
Do you guys sometimes wonder, like, where are the men? Like where are the strong men? Where are those men that are really just strong?
Yeah. Where are the strong men of God? Where are you?
I feel for women right now.
Yeah.
I feel like there's this, we've got to be in the end times.
No, that's what it is.
That's what it is, right?
Yes.
Because I'm looking around and I'm like, this can't be, right?
There really are great men out there. There is such
There's such good men. I know there is.
Yeah, there's great
I've
men.
met them. We've met them. We know them.
We do.
It's so funny. And are there any girls like me? I'm such a hopeless romantic. There's really nothing that can happen that gets me to give up on love. Like,
No.
I love love.
As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't like independent women. We do like self-sufficient women, but there's a major difference between the two. We don't mind self-sufficiency. A woman that has her own career, her own place, cars, money, businesses, we don't mind that. But the minute you start to idolize your independence is where we see red flags, because there's a certain spirit that comes along with that. It's the I don't need anybody paradigm. Let's flip it. How would women feel if they met a man and every time he spoke, he sounded like, I pay my own bills and they're all in my name. I live on my own. I don't need nobody. She'd probably say like, bro, you're an adult. You're supposed to do that. Like, are you good? Like, is there a chip on your shoulder? Like, but even deeper to the point, I'll never make my woman feel like I don't need her. Can you imagine how I would look to a woman who liked me if I walked around shouting how independent I am or how I don't need anybody? Like, imagine how that would make her feel. Nah, I'm waking up every day and reassuring her that I want her, I desire her, and I need her. I'm not a weak man for admitting I need my woman. But I'm worried that some women are so attached to that independent teaching that they're gonna independent themselves right into a lonely life. Or worse, form an attachment but still perceive the relationship through an independent field of view.
The future is looking very doomy and gloomy, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Now, we just had a dope discussion highlighting how a lot of the older men are opting out of dating and choosing to be single. But what about the young men out here? I'm starting to see a lot of the young men that are on the right path even say, I'm done with relationships. I'm done with trying to pursue something solid and secure with a woman. Like, that is so terribly bad. Because these are the young men that we need to help build the future generations to come. These are the young men who would make great husbands, great fathers, so on and so forth, that are like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I've seen too much. A lot of them themselves have even been through too much. And that just breaks my heart. And here's the thing. Y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I gotta say this. Here's the thing. Ladies, there is something very telling about our behaviors and the things that we have done to these men, to where we are starting to see a lot of the young men and men in general that we actually need turn their backs. The men who not too long ago would take a chance on you. They were the ones giving you the benefit of the doubt and saying, you know what? Let me try to show you better. Let me try to give you better. And maybe that will help you out to maybe inspire you to change. But that's not happening anymore.
I'm 31 years old, single, and I'm not on dating apps. And over the weekend, I had a girl ask me, well, where are you going to meet men? And I said, I'm not going anywhere to meet men, meaning I'm not leaving my house and deciding where I'm going and what I'm doing based on if I'm going to meet men there or not. However, with that being said, I then told her my list of places I go and I have gone where I've had success meeting men. So I'm going to tell you. Number one is the gym. And ladies, I hate to say this to you, you're not going to meet men in Pilates. You're going to have to either go lift weights or do some boot camp related or run clubs. That's another great one. Another great place to meet men is events, sporting events, concerts, any sort of events, even the rodeo. There are even rodeos here in New Jersey. Events, amazing. Another one, hobbies. Get into hobbies that you actually enjoy, because if you meet someone doing it, that means they like the hobby that you enjoy too. And that's an automatic connection. So like pickleball, for me, it's golf. In general, I try to avoid meeting people in nighttime settings where there's alcohol involved. I would much rather meet someone during the day where no one's drinking and we're doing healthy activities. So those are all of the places that I've had success meeting men. But ladies, for the love of God, please do not leave your house thinking to yourself, where should I go today to meet a man? No, we're leaving our house thinking to ourselves, where do I want to go today? Because that's something that I want to do and where I want to go. And you know what will happen? If you end up meeting someone there, it's just because you're doing something that you enjoy and you want to do, and you're already going to be in alignment naturally with that person.
If women can their children, men should at least be able to abandon their children.
And they do on the reg.
So if you're a man and you don't want to have a kid and the woman keeps the kid, that woman can force you through the state, through the government, to pay child support.
Well, nobody
If he
forced
has
him to
large
come inside of a woman.
Great. That's a great Bronze Age argument that we could use against women. Nobody forced the woman to have consensual sex. Nobody forced the woman to allow the man to come inside of her. These same arguments would have to be, you'd have to accept them for. Or is it only men that have responsibility? You wouldn't accept a pro-life argument of, you just shouldn't have opened your legs. You shouldn't have got pregnant. You should have used protection. You should have been on birth control. No, you probably believe that if a woman, let's say she had consensual to their boyfriend and she got pregnant, let's say it's an unwanted pregnancy, and let's say she's not ready or she's not financially ready, she just doesn't want the kid. I'm assuming your position would be, yeah, she can get them.
Yeah, it's her body.
Okay, so why don't you grant that same exemption to men?
I don't know if it was the Epstein files or my dating experiences in Melbourne, but my opinion of men is so low lately. Don't get me wrong, I know there is good men out there. But I don't feel 100% safe around straight male strangers. And I did not have this thing in my early 20s. This is a learned behaviour that I've picked up to protect myself. Because I am a naturally friendly person, and I think men take that and they run with it. Take for example the time that I had a short, small talky conversation in my kitchen with a guy who was staying the night because a friend had said he could stay the night, and that night he tried to come into my room multiple times to the point where I had to attack him and tell his girlfriend about him, and he accused me of being crazy. And if I didn't have the text messages of him drunk texting me and being like, can you let me in the door and all this, and me blocking him, then people might have actually believed him. And it's kind of sad because now I look at every guy and I'm like, oh, you're not just being friendly to me, you have an agenda. Like today in work, this Irish guy was chatting to me a lot, and I thought he was safe because he was much older than me, I'm guessing like late 40s. And he mentioned about having 2 kids. But then as soon as he mentioned being separated from his partner, the alarm bells started to go off. The saxophones were playing in my head. And realistically, I knew nothing bad was going to happen. But I was just like, I'm going to have to like peel myself away from the conversation a bit and like not be giving him any more green lights than he really needs. Then because I have this men are trash lens on the world, I wonder, am I going to just be single forever? I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I might be, and I'm not actually that mad about it.
You know what women defining exactly who they don't like tells me is they know what language they're using. Heterosexual white men that, so you know how to stop talking stupid. You just don't want to. Well, all men this, so you know to stop talking stupid, but you continue to do it anyway. And this is what we come to, and this is the problem that we're running into over and over again with these modern women. One thing that Danica Marie was saying was, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Actually, you're not the bearer of bad news. Modern women are. Modern women with their attitudes, they're the bearer of bad news with their stupidity. And we see it on full display over and over again. Too many clips. Where do I meet men? Well, you meet them over here. You do this. You got to be doing this. My God, who would have thunk? Who would have thunk that one of the things, one of the clips was saying, well, you know, you got to go to the gym. You're not going to meet them in Pilates class. You got to go to the gym and you have to meet them where they are. So you have to invade the space where a man is to get a man's attention. Who would have thunk? Men would have thunk. And guess who told you that? Men did. So you're not the bearer of bad news. Bad news was somewhere out in the field playing around. But women went and chased it down and said, my life is terrible. My life is horrible. Somebody come please save me. You bought the bad news on yourself. I can't find a good man. They're in the gym. They're at these events. Well, I don't want to talk to them. As a matter of fact, I want them to come where I am. They're not. You told them you didn't want them there. Period. End of story. Well, you know, I don't want this type of male. I want this male that does this, and this. Oh, so like I said, you know how to whittle it down when you want to. You know how to vet a man, but you just don't want to. Well, I'm trying to get close to this man that makes $1 million, even if there's a little toxicity, even if he has bad behavior, even if he's doing things that he's not supposed to be doing. I still want to kind of get this man. So once again, nobody is bringing bad news and bad vibes and things to modern women. They're bringing it on themselves by acting stupid out here, by thinking everything is about them and that men are going to continue to approach them even when they're acting stupid. You did it to yourself.
In my last video, I talked about how there are only 3 kinds of men: a bad man, a good man who's bad for you, and a good man who's good for you. In this video, I want to talk about how to identify a bad man because it's actually very simple. There are only 3 things that make someone a bad man. The first one is the easiest to identify, and the last one is hardest to fake. So let's get into it. My name is Rachel. I teach women discernment so you can stop dating from hope and start choosing with clarity. The first way to identify a bad man is that he doesn't care about your needs. If he doesn't look for, try to understand, or ask about your needs, or if he invalidates or dismisses your needs, that man is a bad man and you can kindly let him go. A good man's response to your needs will always be, I will if I can. So a man automatically not being able to meet your needs is not a bad man. The second way to identify a bad man, he attacks you when you're happy. If a man ever tries to criticize or squash your joy, that is a bad man. If he wants to be the sole source of your happiness, that is a bad man. If he tries to eliminate activities, passions, or people that make you happy, that is a bad man. Good men want to see you happy and want to see you win. This is really something that is observed over time. It's not really something that you're going to be able to see right away. But this third thing, this one is really hard to fake. The third sign of a bad man is that he enjoys the destruction of innocence. And this is not only indicative of bad men, this is indicative of bad people in general. But if someone takes pleasure in the physical, mental, or emotional destruction of innocence, that is a telltale sign of a bad person. They derive power from breaking down others. And that's because healthy people instinctually protect innocence. I'd love to talk more about this. Put any questions or comments you have below.
What do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate. And what women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really respond to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
So no more Mr. Nice Guy.
You can be pleasant. You see, we've got to define our terms. By nice, I mean accommodating. When you accommodate, you get what the commode gets. You get the crapola. You have to learn how to say no to a woman.
I really think it's worth talking about why ambitious women struggle finding ambitious men. And I've had conversations with friends about this. And when you ask men this question, a lot of them say the same thing. Because overly ambitious women tend to be in their masculine. They don't allow men to lead. They degrade men when they try. And essentially, there's just no room for the man to be the man. And at at first when I used to hear this, I used to genuinely be offended. Then I actually reflected and thought to myself, do I allow a man to be a man? Or not even just that, do I show a man that I even need him? Or do I allow my hyper independence to be my priority? I really think it's worth reflecting on.
Women attack men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy? So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body. And the power is scary. It terrifies us. Especially if we don't feel connected to you. Because we're afraid to use it against us. So if we feel connected to you, then we're happy you're happy. If we don't, it's scary. And so we have to diminish the power. So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem.
Yeah, you're more excited to go out with your friends.
It's supposed to make you happy.
What is the most painful thing anyone has ever said to you?
It was definitely what my ex said after we had our closure moment. She said that I was the person that got her out of her depression and got her outside. And then the moment that she realized she had to do that for me, she couldn't, and so she left me. I was in a very dark place. I had a lot of people at that time.
How did that make you feel?
Still processing it, yeah. Definitely used and often I feel abandoned in that moment. Made me feel like I've had to have everything secure before I get into another relationship, but that's unhealthy for myself.
Why do you think she felt like she couldn't handle it?
Some people just, I don't know, when the going gets rough, that's when you realize who are the real ones in your life.
What did you learn about relationships?
Even the people you love can do some of the worst things to you. You can choose to forgive them or not, but all you got to do is forgive yourself and accept who you are. And just keep going.
The amount of men that were in the comments in the original video and in the video that I posted in regards to this video that have said over and over again, guys, do not tell your feelings. Do not open up. Do not be vulnerable like this to a woman. They have experienced this. I can't even tell you guys as a woman giving dating advice. I can't tell you absolutely don't worry. Just tell her your feelings because honestly, I don't think that most women can handle it.
Our mothers looked us in the eyes and said, never depend on a man. And we listened. We got the degrees, we built the businesses, we bought the houses, and we were super successful. We became the women that they wished they could become. But here's what no one prepared us for. Once you become independent, how do you let someone else in? We mastered self-sufficiency, and then a partnership suddenly felt like a huge regression to us. And for me, it was like giving up territory that I had fought so hard for. Meanwhile, the men that we're meeting were raised on a completely different script. Provide or you're worthless, your value is your utility, and you have to be serious and stoic at all times. So now you have this awesome dynamic of women that were taught that they shouldn't need anyone, and men that were taught that their only value is being needed. Two people standing at the opposite ends of a bridge that is broken. Both of them are wondering why connection is impossible. This conversation is not going back to dependence or pretending like we don't have our lives handled, because we do. It's about unlearning what survival mode taught us so we can actually learn what partnership means to us. And it's about learning why two people actually choose each other. It's not because they need to, it's because they want to, and that's the conversation that nobody's having.
The fastest way to lose a good man isn't cheating. It's becoming his biggest source of stress instead of his peace. Men don't leave because someone prettier comes along. They leave because home becomes harder than the outside world. When a man is dealing with work pressure, financial stress, and the weight of providing, he needs one place where he can breathe. That place should be you. Many women forget this. They compete with their man. Instead of complimenting him, they challenge every decision, question his leadership, and turn conversations into debates. That's not partnership. That's exhausting. A man doesn't need you to be his therapist or his mother. He needs you to be his woman. Soft where the world is hard, warm where everything else is cold, loyal when everyone else is conditional. When a woman makes home a place of strength and peace, when she needs him, desires him, and chooses him daily, A man doesn't even see other women, not because he can't, but because nothing outside competes with what he has at home. Loyalty isn't a promise, it's a reality you create. If your man is distant, ask yourself, are you adding to his peace or his problems? Make home his sanctuary, or watch him find peace somewhere.
It's really women out here that's 40 years old, 41 years old, 42 years old, 43 and up. They 43, 40. It's women that's literally 35 and up.
Okay.
Literally out here saying, I'm looking for a man to spoil me. 40-year-old, 36, 38, 39, 40, 45-year-old women saying they looking for a man to spoil them. Baby girl, you are spoiled. You spoiled already. It's young right out here. It's young right out here. You talking about you want a nigga to spoil you. You already went spoil you, baby. If I'm gonna spoil you something, I'm gonna get some of these young right to spoil you that. You 45 years of spoiling already. What the like, at that age, you need to be looking for a man that you can build with. You need to be finding a man who you respect, who gonna take you serious and respect you and build with. Y'all still looking for princess treatment and y'all 50 years old. Phenomenal.
You know, I think the clip that was talking about what the difference was between a bad man and a good man with, you know, that's not right for you, and a good man that is right for you. One thing that she said is like, if a man basically doesn't want to make you happy, and I'm saying it wrong, I'm not completing the sentence, but the thought process behind it was, if he's not trying to make you happy, like if he doesn't care about your happiness, he's not gonna be the sole provider of your happiness. But if he doesn't really care about what makes you happy, and he's not trying to do that, then you really don't want to be around that type of guy. I think that argument, obviously, for a lot of these modern women is nuanced. It's nuanced because these modern women, they're so reckless. These modern women, I mean, my God, quite frankly, a lot of these modern women are rambunctious, unruly, just, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. And so when you go out there doing some weird stuff and a man has to call you down over it multiple times, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And men get tired of having to be if a woman is acting like a child, she's in a relationship with a man. Exactly. And a child, a lot of times, is only focused on their feelings. You just told on yourself.
This is why I don't go out to dinner with women. I don't go on dates because I don't know them and I don't know the quality of the conversation. And I am the kind of guy, I kid you not, if I sit down at dinner and I'm not enjoying the conversation, it's not going anywhere, I will put $200 on the table. I will say, hey, dinner's paid for. You seem super sweet, just not sweet for me. I hope you have a fantastic night. Do you need me to call you an Uber? You're good. And I will literally leave. I don't care. And this is why people think I'm but it's like, I am just radically protective of my time and energy. And maybe it's because, my girlfriend in college, like maybe it's because I burned up my entire 20s in a toxic relationship. And maybe I feel like I have like time to make up, but I am just wildly sensitive of my time and who is in my presence and what I am consuming from other people. I don't care. You can go blast me on Facebook and tell all your friends I'm a piece of shit. I don't care. I have to protect my time.
Anytime she went on a date, she would ask men to see their see their bank account.
Yes. And she's married now. She's engaged to a super wealthy man. I personally think that's a little too much. Okay. That can even ward off a good man. That can scare off a good man.
I agree. If I was a man, that would turn me off as well.
Exactly.
But I do agree with her in the sense of not the first date, not the second date, maybe when you're really starting to get in it, you're dating, right, at that point. Here's what I would do to make it a bit more tasteful. I was like, listen, I make this amount of money per year. I'll show you my bank account. I have no shame in showing my bank account.
Because you know what it is? You're not judged on that.
Yeah.
But men are, heavily.
But they should be.
Yes. But I think asking is a bit crazy.
If I'm showing mine, you show yours. Men want equality so bad.
They do?
Bring back that yearning. you know what I'm saying, where it feel like you really feeling for your shawty, you feel me? Like, I don't know. It's just like when you really in love, bro, that person like a drug. You feel what I'm saying? You need your daily dosage. All day though. You feel what I'm saying? Like every hour, every minute, every second, you feel me? Like you just obsessed with your person. And it's a good feeling when they give you every reason to be like that. And they ain't, you know what I'm saying, playing with your feelings. Because when you overly in love with them, this good feeling. Y'all lads, everything y'all do, y'all going on dates all the time, you know what I'm saying? It's like that honeymoon phase gonna always last when y'all rich. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the honeymoon phase go off of lust because a lot of motherfuckers just want 24/7. And then when the shit wear off, now they get to cheat, now they bumping heads all day. It's like, bro.
Believe it or not, a man can meet you, think you're an amazing woman, genuinely like you. All right, let me stress that. Genuinely like you, meaning he enjoys your company. He enjoys, doing things with you. He really thinks you're a cool girl, whatever. Yet, be highly attracted to you, clearly want to sleep with you, but still not want to be committed to you in a relationship. Now, I know that sounds freaking ridiculous, right? Like, how could he like you, be attracted to you, all these things, but still not want to be in a relationship with you? Believe it or not, a man can meet you, think you're an amazing woman, genuinely like you. All right, let me stress that. Genuinely like you, meaning he enjoys your company. He enjoys, doing things with you. He really thinks you're a cool girl, whatever. Yet, be highly attracted to you, clearly want to sleep with you, but still not want to be committed to you in a relationship. Now, I know that sounds freaking ridiculous, right? Like, how could he like you, be attracted to you, all these things, but still not want to be in a relationship with you?
What is the male equivalent of getting flowers on a date?
Nudes. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have answered that quickly. Nudes. Move on. Yeah, that's it. It really, but honestly, what man has ever received nudes and gone like, oh, now is not the time for that. That is the equivalent of flowers and a poem and a sunset where an eagle soars over. I don't think there is a female equivalent of how beautiful that is for us. There's a school of thought that says that men are either hungry or horny, or both. And that's really it. Either sleep with them or make them a sandwich. I mean, those are really two. We're pretty easy in that regard.
I said you are not my type, shorty.
Shut your up, nigga. Look at your lips. Oh my god. So, those are like overly.
Yeah. Bro, females don't know how to take rejection nowadays. Obviously, you getting mad. I'm just not interested.
Nigga, I don't give a what you say to me. You're a monkey. Look at you. You're
bro,
ugly.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not
You're
interested.
Ugly.
You've been dismissed. Goodbye.
You think I care about what you say to me?
So skip me. You've been dismissed.
Your opinion is down here. I don't care.
Yo, you've been dismissed, bro. Go ahead and skip me.
I'm just letting you know what it is and how it is.
Oh, and I'm letting you know what it is and how it is too. You've been dismissed.
You're topped.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
topped.
I'm not interested in you though.
You bum.
The bum rejecting you. That's fine.
I just want to know whatever happened to letting a female win an argument and shutting up and saying, you know what, babe? Whatever, I'm not gonna win. You try to argue. That's what screams sassy, punk, sassy. That's literally why.
I'm saying you right. I'm not gonna let you win an argument. Like, who just let people just win arguments nowadays when they know that they're dead wrong? Like, that don't make no sense to me. Like, it's just sad how y'all women just say whatever y'all want, just always trying to belittle the man.
Fellas, I'm sick of it. Let me tell y'all something. You cannot make these women happy at all. Cause if you don't got a job, she gonna leave you. If you got a job and you work too much, she gonna leave you. If you don't have nothing, she's gonna leave you. If you're trying to build something, she's gonna leave you. Women are only with men because of the convenience, or maybe even the idea of having a man. Okay? Women, they don't want to sacrifice nothing. They don't want no responsibility for nothing. They don't want to go 60-40. They don't want to go 40-60. They don't want to go 50-50. They don't want to do nothing. All they want is the benefit of a kink. But they do not want to have the patience and do what it takes to help him build the kingdom. So this is where you need to wake up. You need to realize what type of women that you're dealing with and go get you a woman that believe in your dream.
I just bought this nigga an AP for his birthday. Ain't buying APs.
I hate this topic. My ex spent 20 grand on me for my birthday. She used the money I gave her. She still brag about it. I spent 20 grand on it. How you get the 20 grand? Don't ever mention that at all. I bought you an AP. You get AP money now. Out the conversation. They don't even mention it. You realize what world we in, and this is why, men, we all got it shaping up. And this is why I don't like just point blame, because it's all of us, man. We all fall in love with women. And when you in love, let me tell you, it's one of the purest things. When you fall in love with a woman, it's special. But let me tell you this, man. These women get away, it's criminal, man. It's treason. She will use your credit card to buy your birthday gift, and you need to appreciate her for spending your money in the way she wanted to spend it because she appreciated you. This is a mind, the mental gymnastics of Abby Douglas doing 50 somersaults. What is this? How'd you get AP money? I bought you an AP.
Any person who's ever said the line, you don't even have any gold to dig and you're worried about gold diggers, this is one of the saddest videos I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but this is a pretty common thing that a lot of women do. These girls are so desperate to get like $5 lemon drop shots that like the performance that these girls put on to get these free drinks, it is genuinely so sad.
Are you ordering?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, what'd you say?
Yeah, I'm waiting in line.
Oh, okay. Can I wait you? Good. We're trying to get $2 off. I'm not getting anything crazy. Do you want to take it with us? Do you want to take lemon drop with us?
I'm okay. I'm gonna try this friend.
Andrew. I'm Kylie. Good to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you. Take lemon drop with us.
Okay. I don't. You would stick with me. I'm gonna stick with my usual.
What kind of shot do you like?
I don't know what you got. I just drink.
I don't
I'll
take
stick with
shots. I don't take shots either, but I don't take shots.
I think I'm okay.
That's good of you.
Huh?
I think that's good of you.
Can't do it. So, you want the fifth girl who's done that tonight? I swear. Like, you're telling me that going and acting out and having to converse with a bunch of random strangers that you're not even interested in, you'd rather do that than just pay the $5 to $6 that it takes to get the shot in the first place. This is why when I see those videos of girls being like, oh yeah, you don't have any gold to dig, like, you forget that the gold diggers for men that are in middle income are probably broke or also middle income. So they're not asking you to buy them a Ferrari. There are girls like this that are probably middle to lower class and then sit there and they don't have a lot of money. So they literally need you to pay for $5 to $6 shots and are willing to put on an Oscar-worthy performance just to go and get it. Like, they're really fiending for money that bad and their alcohol addiction is that bad that in order for them to go and get shots, they have to go and sit there and talk to a bunch of random strangers, then just putting their card down and getting some shots. Like, why the new term of financial celibacy for a lot of men is a realistic option, because I don't think you should be investing any transactions, any money before you actually see if somebody's interested in you. I don't care if it's a drink, maybe there's some reasoning for going on a date where you're talking this, but yes, there are women out there that are broke, just like these women, that literally will use you for $4 to $6 shots. Are willing to put on an Emmy award-winning performance just so they can get a drink. Like, this is so pathetic. But that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
It's an interesting thing to look at men. There's more out here than in California.
More what?
Men who look like men. Men who look like they're physically accountable to themselves. Men who are upright. Men who look like they're strong and can handle themselves. Like, dude, where are the men? Like, we walk around to Whole Foods in LA, I look like a superhero. Why am I an anomaly?
Right.
It shouldn't be that way. Like, this is this new weird phenomenon, and it's just because we've got so many distractions to divert our attention.
We keep on thinking that these modern women, are above the nonsense that they get themselves involved in, but they're not. That's why they get themselves involved in it. And when they get themselves in too deep, then they say things like, well, I'm just a girl, you know, ditzy me. No, you're not ditzy. You meant to do that. And now you want people to forget about what you just did. There was another clip where Brian was talking to a woman and she was like, well, you know, he was saying, you know, you have like 30 something bodies. 33, 34 bodies. Well, I know what I want. I go to church every Sunday. I'm just a girl. And sometimes they don't even say that. Sometimes that's the ideology and the attitude behind it. You know, I'm just a girl. So there's nothing I could have done about that. No, there's nothing that you want to do about it. You wanted to go out there and you wanted to have fun and you didn't want people to hold it to your charge. You didn't want it, and I understand you don't want people harping on you like, man, okay, dang, give me a break. Not everybody's perfect. I get it. But modern women, they don't want men to bring it up at all. And it'd be one thing, it's like, okay, you know, I've got some stuff that I've done. If you don't hold it against me, the stuff that you've been out here doing, I won't hold it against you. But modern women will do things that are sideways and crazy, and all the while grilling you, drilling you. Hey, so you did this. So tell me more about you, because you gotta ask. Tell me more about this, about stuff. And then when you say, okay, well, you know, you said something interesting a minute ago. What about that? Oh, I really don't want to talk about it. It's not appropriate right now.